Earlier today of the latest tweaks to my solar panel setup for this attic studio space that I'm in right now, that I share with my wolf pack, the gray cats. This is their space. But my buddy responded back after I shared a video that I should call it the cat cave. You know, like the bat cave, but everything's cat related. And so he got me started thinking it's a great idea. Love it. Everything's the cat pad, the cat computer, the cat solar, the cat inverter, But I'm going to keep the name of the YouTube channel Drawing with Cats because they're always around me when I'm trying to draw. But I'm gonna do this kind of like, this might be a new header for the if it turns out okay, I'm going to use it as a header or a masthead, whatever you want to call it. Masthead, mast header, Eddie Vedder, mast header. So what is a cat cave exactly? And the thing is the headers, YouTube headers are like multiple sizes. So I really need to keep this small because there's got to be room for like the expansion. And this is one where I'll probably use, you know what? Let's just go straight in. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? There we go. So yeah, because YouTube's headers, mastheads are scalable to whatever device you're on, right? So you get a different version if you're on a full computer versus an iPhone or an Android. And then there's tablet size, you know, so if you've got like a Samsung Galaxy Pad or a iPad, I'd actually like to get, I've looked into purchasing the Galaxy Tab, but I'm waiting for like, what I'm waiting for is for a really, really big one to come out, because I'm all about bigger as I age and my eyesight deteriorates. So the 12.9 iPad Pro that I've had for years, I love it. But dang, if that thing was 16 inches, Lord have mercy, that's what I'd be talking about. So what does a cave entrance look like exactly? I mean, sometimes we've got craggly, straggly trees and dead things surrounding them, you know, and boulders, of course, boulders. I used to live in Boulder, Colorado, briefly. Didn't really get to enjoy it as much as I wished I could have. Very expensive. I had to work multiple jobs just to be able to make ends meet and afford the place. Highly recommend it as a place to visit. And I was there back when it was right after the earthquake of 1989 freaked out a bunch of Californians. And so there was this huge exodus from California, and it created this massive influx of new people coming to Boulder, and we got there just ahead of that. Or maybe it was, it might have been another earthquake that happened in the early 90s, because we were there in 92, 93. You know what? In a pinch, we've always got coffee. Get a little cup of coffee nearby. We're going to do a little dipsy doodle. Dip in the brush, dippity dippity doo da day. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Nice and thick, eh? Yeah, nice and thick. That's the way she likes it. Get that black, get that big old coat of black, stick it on there. So you can imagine, since our imaginations create most of what we, and I will be drinking this coffee too. Most of our imaginations fill in the blanks, but we don't need to do anything extravagant as far as details. Just put in some basic information and then let each individual's brain do the rest. It's really the best way to... Unfortunately, generations in the future, their brains will be so reliant upon technology that they'll no longer have memories. They'll no longer have the ability to process things without the assistance of their gadget gizmo. This is just, you know, my fear, my personal fear, the direction things are headed, seemingly, strangely. So this is a cave, right? A cave, the cat cave. Then we need to have cats inside of it, right? Like, but I'm not there yet. I'm just cat cave. Cat cave. Oh, you know what would be neat is little paw prints leading up to the cat cave. That's what I'm talking about. See, always leave yourself and others the ability to expand upon an idea. Even if your expansions suck ass, at least you've got that as an option. Know your rights. You have the right not to be killed. Any other Clash fans out here tonight? There better be. You have the rights not to be killed. Unless it was done by a policeman or aristocrat. England was going through a little authoritarian period back when the Clash first formed in the late 70s. So a lot of this nonsense that we see today, it isn't new. It's just like each era has a different apparel or wardrobe that dresses things up, seemingly. But Drawing with Cats is not a political venue, so forgive me. I digress. But the Clash has been referred to as the only band that matters from that period. That was their sobriquet. And I can't remember if it was given to them by one of their top critics, a critic that loved them, obviously, or if it was something that was printed in like Rolling Stone or something. But their stuff still stands up today, and I swear, not my imagination, I think Joe Strummer and Mick Jones were privy to time travel, some kind of early version of time travel, because both of them separately, even after the Clash dissolved, Mick Jones had a band, Big Audio Dynamite. Big Audio Dynamite. And Big Audio Dynamite has a bunch of songs that, if you really pay attention, it sure sounds like he's referring to the Illuminati or the puppet masters that control the world. But there's also these really strange lyrics that make you feel like, did these guys go into the future and actually witness, like the way supposedly Ezekiel and in Revelations, John from the New Testament. Did these guys have access? And in Joe Strummer's case, there's a couple of songs on the Hellcat years, which is a compilation of all the Joe Strummer and the Mescalero albums. And he's got a couple songs that are also really eerie. You know, he passed away young at the age of, I think he was 52 back in 2001. And it was right after some of these songs came out that sure did sound like he had knowledge of things to come. It's hard to explain. There's some Van Morrison stuff too that is eerie in the same way, talking about things that could be construed as references to the Illuminati, as Jim Carrey likes to refer to them. Jim Carrey, who made some big mistakes, jokingly trying to expose them, and then something mysteriously happened to his girlfriend. Right? You just don't mess around with secret societies, yo. I do not have a death wish. I do not wish to commit suicide. That's what a lot of YouTubers are now saying, that are trying to share information that's, you know, whistleblower type stuff. So yeah, this is a cave. I don't know. Just trying to get a little balance going here. Okay. There's a big rip. So I might need to get out the hairdryer because, oh, come now. A little ink in my gullet ain't gonna kill me. I mean, Cripes almighty, didn't Van Gogh drink turpentine when he was looking for a cheap buzz? I have not had a drop of alcohol since 1998, so a little in my coffee, I think I'm entitled, damn it. When I turned and walked away, that's the way I want to say. Come on, baby, give me a whirl. I wanna know if you'll be my girl. Where's that Miss Violet? I brought a little catnip up for the wolf pack tonight. And a shuttlecock that I filled. It's a real British shuttlecock made with actual goose feathers. Special order stuff, you know, for hardcore badminton aficionados like myself. We take our badminton very seriously here in eastern North Carolina. Although I definitely need to re-stretch the net because I was out there the other day and she be sagging after I had done some laundry and I put my electric blanket on it. All that additional weight was more than she could bear. I think it's kind of wild how, even though I used Sharpie here first to do the simple line drawings of this dead tree stump, just brushing in this wet wash, it automatically wanted to stop on the line where the Sharpie's line drawing is. So that's kind of cool. Almost like this micro thin barrier that the wash just can't get over that hurdle, even though my board is on a definite, whoa. Living on the edge. All right, now what do I do? Juggling here. Hey, Wolf, what's up, buddy? Oops. How's my Wolfie? What are you guys up to? You got all jacked up on catnip, didn't you? Whose fault is that? Daddy's? Daddy-o. That's me. I hear you, Wolfie. So the cat would just be this little sort of, not unlike where the Minotaur, the mythical Minotaur hung out. This is for all the cats that needed to get away from the wild packs of ravenous dogs and the cat hating hunters that would, in Australia, there's actually laws about feral cats and their open season. And I believe there is no season. I think it's anytime they are fair game because Australia was dealing with a massive feral cat population boom back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And of course, with global cooling slash global warming slash climate change slash whatever the heck you want to call it, temperatures rising down in Aussie land. It's just a fact that when you have higher temperatures, there's going to be more breeding, period. So that's what makes it so disheartening. I'm heavily involved with the spaying and neutering here in Little Washington, North Carolina. And it's just a never ending battle to try to stay on top of it, because as soon as you think you're making progress, think you're getting ahead, something will happen. Like, well, a few years ago, COVID, right? COVID sucked, not just because it was, obviously a global pandemic and bad for humans, bad for other life forms, but we had just made some massive strides in controlling the feral cat colonies. And then when COVID hit, all of a sudden humans weren't organizing to do some of the normal things that we do. And one of the things that we do on a regular basis is we have these free cat clinics. Mobile units show up from different counties, and we organize it, and we go out it's private property out River Road, but everybody brings, everybody sets traps 2 nights before and the night before, and then we just catch as many as we can. And then the doctors are like, it's like a MASH unit. They're just constantly spaying and neutering all day long, just one massive jam session. So that went away during the pandemic. And consequently, all those efforts we made to limit the exploding cat community, and it's essential, because what happens is if you don't stay on top of it, the breeding becomes so excessive, it's just a matter of space. You have too many life forms competing for one small geographical region. So what happens? It breeds poverty, and poverty is when there's not enough resources to go around. With the demands exceed the supply, basically supply and demand. So if you got more cats in one little area, 12 square mile radius or whatever your region is, and all of a sudden there's too many cats, then they get really mean, and that's when they get vicious towards each other. Well, the same thing's with humans, right? Cut me a break, man. Poverty is insidious. It's all about, those who are lacking are always going to be put into uncomfortable, desperate decision making. So it's easy for someone who's always had enough food on their table, always had the basic necessities of life, to, just come in with their ignorant opinion that, oh, well, these people, they don't have to become criminals. They have a choice. Well, not necessarily. When they're in such a small, impoverished area and nobody's helping them expand mentally and physically, they're locked in. And, it's like you're already in a prison in a sense. So why not commit a crime to try to, you got to steal a loaf of bread to feed your family, right? Well, then they shouldn't be having kids. Well, yeah, that's another part of the problem, is that it's hard for any life form that's a mammal to go against their hardwired imperative to procreate and continue the species. Thankfully, humans are no longer in a situation where they have to sterilization because we've crapped up everything so much that sterilization is happening whether we want it to or not. So anyway, this is like a cave, right? And I don't know how I got so far off course, except that maybe there's something in my coffee tonight. Black India ink, perhaps? I like my ink just like I like my coffee, hot and black. And my men, too. Well, anyway, easy for a straight guy to say, pretending to be a gay man. But you know, I'm surrounded by cats all the time, so what am I supposed to do? I've already given up women, at least crazy white women. I might consider dating Latino or black woman or Asian woman, but I am through with crazy white women. Nothing personal, just didn't work out. Didn't work out. And can't do it. Can't go back. Ain't no way. I mean, once you've had one lying, cheating whore. All right, I've gone too far. Hopefully YouTube will strike this video for being inappropriate. Not that it's any less inappropriate than a Britney Spears video that's extremely pushing the envelope, almost X-rated back in the early 2000s. Oh, I use my telepathic powers to cause that to halt. So what I'm really needing to do is dry this out more because I want this cave opening to be even more black, even darker. And I wonder if my solar power circuit is strong enough. Let's try it out. If it's strong enough to run my hairdryer or if it's going to trip, we'll know real quick. Here we go, yo. Here we go. Plugging it into the solar. Plugging it in. Oh, hold it. Let's do... It actually does have the... let me try this circuit. It's a different circuit, but it is still on the solar power. This is my quad outlet. So at least if something trips, maybe it won't trip the computer. Let's see what happens here. I'm also monitoring my inverter. So right now I've got 85 watts. I'm going to put it on low first of all. Woo! Whoa! Jumped up to 933 watts. That's the highest I've had this thing. And the fan immediately kicked on. Now let's put it on high. Woo! 1,300 watts. Oh, it did trip. It actually tripped and shut off the inverter. That's the first time that's happened. Woo-hoo! Man. All right, now we know what not to do. So my air conditioning unit is only 400 watts, but there's an inrush, so uh-oh. Whew. But I didn't damage anything. Wolfie, what's up, buddy? But you know what? The DC lights are still working, so... Oh, maybe I... Na, 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 na. Whew. What row, Raggy? So that's puzzling though, because I still got my DC. Wolfie, what's up, bud? There's no way it drained the battery all the way down in just a matter of seconds. This inverter is also supposed to be a 3,000 watt inverter. And so I was only drawing. Oh, did I blow the fuse? Maybe I blew that fuse. That would be wild if I did. I've got a spare. All right, so the idea is, yeah, it's still too wet. I wanted to try these white, white pens and put like eyes in here. Wolfie, did I blow that fuse? I wonder, wonder, who-ba-doo-ba-doo. Who wrote the book of love? Maybe I can use a little bit of woof, 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 woof. You gonna talk it up, buddy? You gonna come see me? You liked that catnip, didn't you? Hmm? Well, come on, dear. Come on. Come on. Come on. What's up, buddy? Oh, see? Hmm? You gonna see my brush? Good boy. Okay. Yeah, I might have tripped a breaker. I just put in this, it's called an A&L fuse, and they're used for DC setups. I do have a spare. It's going to be a pain in the butt to change it out, though. But it's good to know that the sucker works, you know? Woofy. Woof, woof. Let's see here. Gosh, I wish I hadn't used my hairdryer. I've run that hairdryer off of my other solar circuit, but I've got this other solar circuit that goes all the way down into my laundry room, and it's on a big boy, what's called a low frequency inverter. Oh, crap. And a low frequency inverter has got like big, massive old school internal hardware and guts that windings and coils, and you know, it's not like modern stuff, which is mostly transistors and circuit boards. It's old school, like something you'd see from the 1920s or 1930s. What's up, Beast? All right, then. So we've already established that I'm going to drink my coffee, whether it's got India ink or a little bit of acrylic. I mean, Lord have mercy. are we not drinking and eating microplastics on a daily basis? So a little more acrylic straight to the liver and kidney. Probably won't kill me except maybe 3.5 minutes sooner. The worst 3.5 minutes of my life. All right. Yeah, it's still too wet. What I want to do is once this dries, I want to blacken up the area that would be the head of the cat floating within this dark gray blackish mass. I don't think I've got a Sharpie that's gonna yeah, it's just not happening. All right, well, I'm just gonna end this live stream and we'll wait until, when I say we, me, myself, and I can't imagine there's anybody actually watching this stream, being that it is so late at night on the East Coast of the United States of, well, we used to be united. What's that old expression? United we stand, divided we fall. Well, looks like the fall's getting closer here. Unless people can stop thinking in terms of red and blue. And we can come together, not just in this country, but around the world, and focus on the things that really matter. So I guess in order for this cat head to sort of take shape in this cave, I'm going to need to maybe have a paw coming out here or something. But I got to wait for this to dry because right now it's just a little dicey. And I don't want to risk, this is the cheapest paper that you can possibly get. So today is the 25th. I'll put 25th. And then when this dries completely, I'll come back and play around with it. There we go. Now, let's see if we can figure out if we blew a fuse or not. So curious am I. It'll be my first blown fuse for the solar array. If so. So let's see here. Did I blow that fuse? It's hard to tell. If I blew a fuse, it would probably be the one. This one does not look blown. I don't think it is. Let me see here. Can we zoom in? Oh, yeah. Is that blown? Well, here's a brand new one. So if we compare this with this. No, it looks the same. So if one's blown, it's probably the one behind this here. Because the inverter is not coming back on. Yet, oddly, I still have the DC lights. So I'm still getting power. Oh, that's because I'm getting power from the charge controller. Huh. Well, this thing is under warranty, so for some reason I can't get it to come back to life, it's going to have to go back. But that would be a bummer, because I really like this thing. All right, demands further investigation. Right, Shadow? Hey, you. My bunny wabbit. Such a good girl. Give me some. Okay. Might as well turn this off, too. All right, c'est la vie. We'll finish this once she's dry.